Hey, what's good? This is Martin, and in case you don't know me, I'm a music producer. I am 17. I live in Uruguay, and I've been making music for like 5 years and a half now. And for a very long time, I've been wanting to make this video. For the people that watch my channel, they know I don't write any notes, but in this video, I felt like it was important enough to write notes because I feel like this video is not only very important for myself but also for any other producer that is either new in watching this video or any producer that's already experienced in watching this video, because I feel like even me myself, I need this video. Like I wish I could just watch this like from another producer's perspective, like be watching this video in my room on YouTube, rather than being the one recording this. But when I started making music, I was watching all these videos on like things I wish somebody would have told me when I started making music, or the mistakes I made when I started making music. And I never found a video like this. No, nobody ever told me these things. So for the past few weeks, I've been thinking of all the things that bother me about music production, all the things that make me unhappy about music production, and like all the advice I would give to somebody that's just embarking on music production. Like if somebody came up to me today and asked me what advice would you give me, this is what I'd say. And so one thing that you'll notice is that most things, or like most points in this video, they revolve around social media and the internet. And so yeah, I actually, this was meant to be in order, but now that I look at it, it won't be exactly in order. So if it gets kind of messy, I'm sorry. But as you'll see, most advice I'll give revolves around social media and other people rather than yourself. And if you join this video waiting for like a don't master your beats type of mistakes I made when I started making beats, or I started on music production, please stick around, even if it's not what you were looking for, because I think you might get something useful out of this video, even if it wasn't what you were looking for. And so, as I mentioned, you'll see that most things in this video are related to social media. But yeah, let's just begin. So, one thing that always bothered me, and it still bothers me today, every day, is feeling like I am losing my time all the time. Like, and the way this manifests for me is, um I'll spend, I don't know, maybe let's say 4 hours a day making beats. I'll make all these beats, and I'll just open up Instagram and I'll see this like 15-year-old that started producing 6 months ago going like Billboard Gold certified, or like getting these crazy placements I could like only dream of. And it's not a feeling of jealousy, it's a feeling like you're missing out. And you'll think, oh wow, like this kid, he's definitely talented. Like I'm listening to his beats, he is definitely talented. But even then you think, wow, like all these people that started producing like way later than I did, that have, like, objectively speaking, less experience than I do, because I've been making music for almost 6 years, they're getting all these results, they're getting all these placements, they're getting all this like following, if that makes sense. Like they're being more, like they're being super successful, and I'm so happy for them. But then you think, what am I missing? What do I need to get there? What do I need to get those placements? What, like, why do I open up Instagram and I see all these producers getting placements, and I'm just here like literally sitting on like hundreds of beats that I couldn't send to anybody or that nobody would use? And the first advice I have to give you for that is, like, I read this quote on Instagram like a few days ago, and I thought it was really corny, but it also kind of explained the situation on the best way I could think of. And it's like, um you know how when you put like popcorn in the microwave, they all pop up but at like different times? Well, the quote was something like that. It's pretty corny, but still I think it works to like represent what I am trying to say here. And my point with this is, stop caring so much about placements, because you'll get there. You'll get the placements you want. It's a matter of time. Even if you see it as something impossible, even if you cannot like Even if you like lose hope, it's possible. Like, it's possible. Stop worrying about the 15-year-old kid that's making 200 melodies a month and just got like Billboard certified. You'll get there. I promise you'll get there. So my first like advice to you, either you're a new producer or a really experienced producer, is stop caring about everything you see on social media. You need to be able to trust yourself. You need to be able to have faith in yourself. Something that happened to me, which I'm really thankful for, but I also think um like I always had people that had faith in my music. I always had people that like liked what I do. I always had people that trusted me with this. That told me, "Oh, you'll be successful. I trust you." And so I always had fear of becoming arrogant. I never wanted to be an arrogant person. But I always had a really hard time like discerning, like being able to tell where the line that separates arrogancy from self-trust is drawn. So the way I found not to be arrogant is to simply not be either. I didn't trust myself, but at the same time, I knew for sure that I wasn't being arrogant. So the main thing I want you to understand from this point or this advice is that you need to be able to trust yourself. Even when everything is going downhill, even when you're like it's been 3 months and no like there's not a single track produced by you that came out. You need to be able to trust yourself and what you're doing. Because the people that are there that trust you might not always be there. They might not always be there. And once they're gone, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna stop making music just because the people that trusted you and like they devoted their faith in you are like not there anymore for any reason? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna stop making music because nobody trusts you anymore and you depended on their faith and trust in you to trust yourself? So no, you really need to be able to trust yourself and trust what you're doing. Because again, the people that are there and they trust what you do, they might not be there someday, maybe tomorrow, maybe anytime. It's very important that you learn how to trust yourself. As always, this other point comes related to social media in a way or another, but you always have the thought of, did I peak already? And it's pretty depressing, honestly, because when you feel so much passion for something, when you love doing something so much that you would dedicate your entire life to it, and you cannot stop thinking, did I already peak? Did I already waste my chance in this? It will just like tear you apart. And you'll open up SoundCloud and you'll see how you're. Because when you open up SoundCloud, the first thing you see under your profile is this little box that says you have these weekly amount of streams. And then you think, oh wow, my numbers have gone down. Like my numbers have gone down insanely. Do people not care anymore? Did I already peak? And is everything I'm putting out trash? Or what's going on? And I think the answer I've found to this, at least for myself, because again, all the things I'm talking about, all the things I'm saying, this is my personal reflection. This is what I would like to be told if I was starting to make music right now. These are the mistakes I make today. These are the things that I am trying to change about the way I approach music production. I think that at least right now in the SoundCloud community, it's like nothing exciting is going on. People are kind of tired. Like, tell me about one release that has the entire SoundCloud community excited. Tell me like one thing that's dropping soon that has people engaged. One single thing. I couldn't name one. I couldn't name like one thing. And since the scene is so divided right now, I think it's normal that your streams are going down. It's not that people don't care anymore. It's just that people like simply they're not that engaged in the SoundCloud community anymore. But still, like just opening up your SoundCloud and seeing, oh, the first thing, oh, my streams went down again. Oh, my streams keep going down. Oh, I just dropped something, and on the first week I got 200 streams when I used to get 2K. And then you think, did I peak already? Is it over for me? Like, what am I supposed to do right now? Like, do people even care that I am still making music? Should I still release music? And so these thoughts, they will tear you apart. So my best advice for you is, because I'm telling you, I've been through it all, really. I used to be making music, and if I would get 10 likes on SoundCloud, I'd be like over the moon. Like, I remember I was making like clips and snippets and posting them on SoundCloud, and I would get like 50 views and 10 likes, and 2 of them would be my parents, and I was over the moon. Like, that would make my week. And so if you really like what you're doing, you won't stop. I mean, this comes with the self-faith and the self-trust. It's that you shouldn't let numbers affect you. And it's really hard not to. It's really hard not to. But you need to try not to let numbers affect you. Not to, like, seeing that SoundCloud view count going down not affect you. And it's really hard, but you need to learn how to do that. You need to tell yourself, I like what I'm doing. I am good at what I am doing. I am successful. That is something that I struggle with. I feel like I cannot call myself successful, even when I objectively think I am. Even then, I cannot say I know I am. I feel like I cannot call myself successful. But you need to be able to tell yourself, I like what I am doing. I am successful. It's really hard, but you need to be able to tell yourself these things. And the next point is what we call impostor syndrome, which is one thing that I personally used to suffer a lot from. I know other producers that also suffer from it. And it's basically when you feel like, wow, there's all these other producers that are better than me, and I just feel like everybody around me is better than me, and I don't belong here. I used to feel that way. I used to think, oh wow, like all these producers that they started at the same time I did making music, now they're all like so far ahead from me. They all develop their own sounds. It's like everything they drop is crazy, and I'm just here like beat blocked. I cannot make anything. And that also goes back to social media when I tell you everything you see on social media is fake and plotted. Everything you see on social media, it's not the truth. It's big. Do you think I post an Instagram story that like saying, oh, I have beat block today, I'm not making beats today, like the entire week I cannot make beats? No, I don't. So that's when you like, you might think that everybody else is way better than you because of what you see projected through your phone. I don't know if you get what I am saying right now, but my point with this is that everything you see in social media is fake, and you deserve to be where you're at right now because you work to get there. So put that in your head. Put that in your head and keep it there. Okay? But one thing I also feel like hurts a lot of producers is this toxic grind set idea. Because, I mean, if you're gonna make Gunna type beats and you're gonna make 10 solo beats a day, it's possible. But is quantity really over quality? I know that, consistency and commitment is key if you want to get results on anything. Anything in life. What you need is consistency. But is consistency really making 10 beats a day? Or just like if I make one beat every day, or I work every day at least 1 hour on my music, or every day I just sit down, make some music, close my FL Studio, that's consistent enough. You don't need to be making 5, 10, 20 beats a day like I see some producers making. Like I have producers sending loops to my email every week, and every week they send me like 50 loops. And I understand you being passionate about music. I understand you wanting to get results quick. I understand all of that. But I tried that. I was in that spot and I saw that that wasn't healthy for me. Because then at some point you'll also look back and you'll think, and this is another point I was gonna make, did I get worse? Is my music getting worse? And so when you have, at least in my case, I have a pretty big following compared to what I used to have from YouTube. People that like what I make and they follow me on Instagram. Like, I've gone to places. Like, I've literally been like recognized in like the town where I live. Like, I once went to have dinner with my friend, and when I came out, there was this one guy looking at me, and I was like, "Do I know you?" He was like, "Yeah, I know you. You're like the guy martinleib from like that makes beats on Instagram." And I was like, yeah, that's me. I also live in a really small town. But yesterday, for example, I went to this like concert and I was in the backstage. I was DJing. And this one guy came and he told me, I really like what you do. I really like what the beats you make. And it's crazy because I didn't know him. It's people that recognize me. And so once you have all these doubts about yourself, once you feel like you're being unsuccessful, once you feel like you have already peaked and your music got worse and all these things, and you get all this like support from other people, it makes you feel even worse, because you'll think, why do all these people follow me? Why do all these people support what I am doing when I don't even like it myself? It's really hard to put everything into words, but I really hope you're understanding my point here. Like, one of the things that really affected me too is like lacking ambition about like my sound. Like, it's really complicated when you have like all these people supporting you, all these people telling you I love what you do, when you actually kind of hate what you have been doing. And it's not that you hate making music, not at all. I love making music more than anything, but you just look back to the music I've been making and it's like, shit, I don't even really like this. And I don't know why. Like, I am blessed to have the opportunity to make music, but why is the single thing depressing me so much? And like, that's what I want all the new producers, or already like old producers watching this video, to understand, is to not fall in the trap of social media and the trap of numbers and the trap of like not feeling self-sufficient with your music, not trusting yourself, not trusting what you have been making. It's also really hard because you'll also get a lot of people that they will see you as a bridge. You'll get a lot of people that will see you as a connection. They'll like just text you and tell you, hey, like, I want to send beats to this person, let's work. And like, you're working the loops, you'll send the beats to the person they wanted to, and then they'll never talk to you again. That will happen so much that like you'll get taken advantage of. That's for certain. Like, at least unless you really know what you're doing in the music industry or in the music production community, you'll get taken care of. Like, you'll get taken advantage of hundreds of times. And this is another point that I was trying to make, and is that you'll need to be not harsh, but you'll need to be tough, because it will happen dozens of times when people won't want to pay you, or people won't respect you, or people won't respect your work, or you'll get people that will literally use you. People that will only text you for beats every 2 months. Like, the only interaction they'll have with you is a fucking Instagram DM saying, send beats to this email. And that's it. When the only person that's adding value to that relationship or whatever is you or me. You understand? You need to be able to say no. And one thing that I never wanted to do, I always felt uncomfortable with doing, is charging people to work with me. That's something I don't do. Like if you want to make a beat with me, okay, I might not have time to send you loops or make loops for you, but if you ever want to work with me, my email is available everywhere. Just send me loops and I'll work on them. But that also leads to a bunch of people taking advantage of you in a way. People that are like dishonest about their intentions. So the last advice I'd give to any producer watching this is you need to be tough. You need to learn how to say no if you want to survive in this industry, because if not, people will walk over you. People will literally walk over you all the time. Don't feel like you're not being nice when you're saying no, because you're actually just setting boundaries for yourself. Don't let people walk over you. Your time is precious and valuable. Don't let people waste it. And that's something that even myself, every day I struggle with. And imagine if I've been making music for 6 years, 5.5 years, and I still struggle with these things every day. I think that, it took me some time to figure out all the things that kind of like unsettle me about music production, all the things that actually just like I hate about music production, or not hate. Hate is such a strong word, but it took me some time to figure out the things I feel like uncomfortable with music production or with myself regarding music production. And I figured that sharing these things with you guys might help one or two of you that are either figuring this out or you have been making music for a really long time. But still, you need like some direction. I don't want to be arrogant. I am definitely like, I'm just sharing my thoughts and my experience with you in the best way I can. So yeah, let me just check my list. But yeah, I wrote down like little bullet points of the things I wanted to mention. But if you can, avoid social media, because it will just eat your brain. Most of the things I mentioned today could be fixed by just not giving a single shit about social media. But when you're a music producer, social media, having your phone always on, always with you, it's something that's very important. And the last thing I just remembered is that at least one thing that really stressed me and really stresses me is feeling like I always have things to do. Like I have in my notes app on my phone, let me see if I can find that now. I used to have these lists of like to do things, people I need to send beats to, or like I would just write down the emails of people I needed to send beats to, and it's just a huge list like this. And it's like every time I take one thing off my list, I have 3 more things to do. And that's one thing I still every day struggle with, like the like feeling overwhelmed by all the things I have to do. And I still don't know how to approach that, but I'll find an answer to that, and someday I'll make a video on that. But as for now, I wish that all the things I've talked about and everything I've said helped any producer in the audience watching this. If you made it this far and you'd like this like format of video and you would like me to make more videos like this, maybe sitting outside or just walking. I walk a lot. I go on a lot of, I think the word is stroll in English, but I go on a lot of walks. So if you like this formative video where I just sit and speak, I could do it here, I could do it outside, I could just do it while walking and stuff like that. So if you'd like this, just let me know, and I promise I'll make more of this. And yeah, these are, I don't know the amount of tips, but these are the things I wish somebody would have told me when I started to make music, like not to fall in these things. And so yeah, I hope I helped you, and I hope you have a wonderful night, day, evening, or whatever time it is where you're living. So I hope to see you in the next video. Sorry, the next one will probably just be a regular tutorial, but yeah, thank you for listening. I really appreciate it, and good night.